Yep. Hi. Thank you. Yeah, no, I had the this display cabinet made for me so I can showcase the products really nicely because I found that when you try to plug in some of the products into extension leads and things, I felt like that didn't look overly professional. So yeah, I wanted something to showcase the products nicely. Yes, yes, that's right. It was about a year ago now. I signed up to become a consultant on the 31st of May and went official on the 1st of June. So, yeah, just over a year now. So, sorry? Yes, that's right. Yeah. Actually, I need to celebrate that. I haven't actually done it yet. I've been Do you know what? I fell into it like by complete accident. I was at a networking meeting and met Jo, who is the lovely lady that introduced me to the products in the first place. And I am quite particular in my house about how things smell, and I'd spent so many years trying to find things that worked for me that I could actually I'd spent money on and actually be able to appreciate myself as much as anybody coming into the house, because it's quite difficult to have be able to continue to smell something when you're living with it all the time. And I clocked it, liked it, but I was focusing on starting up another business. And so I tried to show as little interest because I knew that once I started, I wouldn't be able to stop spending. And however, I did. I bought something and I kept buying. And Jo suggested to me that maybe it would be a good idea that I could try and save some money and also get paid for buying my own products, basically. And I was like, no, I'm going to concentrate on the business I'm doing. And COVID happened, and I had to halt my business because it was very much focused around the hospitality trade. I was just starting out, and I just didn't feel like it was an appropriate time for me to try and launch myself. So I made a split decision on the 31st of May that I would take up a special offer that was on at the time and just to see where it went. And I knew I loved the product, so I ticked that box already. And it was just whether I would continue to take it on as a business or just go ahead and keep getting discounts as just like a hobbyist, really. Because there's two different types of consultant. And I loved it that much. I loved the way it made me feel. And the fact that I got to meet so many people that I continued it as a business. Two things. The products are amazing, and they, although there are many other wax melts, as you said, out there, I know that the Sensi wax melt is one of the best qualities that you'll be able to find. It's safe. It's safe for my children. It's safe for animals. It just warms. It never ever burns. So you don't get any toxins or soot or anything in the air, which the soot thing really was an issue for me when I used candles. And I didn't like burning candles because of my children. So I had to really buy into that. And I feel like that is a really good selling point as far as the Sensi products go. But me is the most important thing, because there are so many consultants out there. And that's not a bad thing at all. I have to tell myself every day that you go to a supermarket and there's 100 different types of bread to choose from. And the ideal customer is going to pick up their favorite because it hits the spot, and I need to be that person. I'm hitting the spot for the people that are buying from me, and because people buy from people, and I think that that's the most important thing. I like to build relationships with my customers. Some people don't buy straight away, but that's not a problem, because as long as you don't invite them in and then completely forget about them, there will be an opportunity at some time down the road that they'll suddenly go, oh, do you know what, I really like that product, and I know I can buy it from somewhere else, but I really liked Amy. So I think selling me is the most important thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. It is the flexibility of the job. I can work around my family life. I can dip into work in and out whenever I want. There are certain things that I need to schedule in, like parties when people want to invite their friends to have a look at the products and sort of earn rewards and things for themselves. But I can choose when those times are that suit my life. But what I really loved about it is I've always earned my own money from quite a young age. I went out to work because I was told if I didn't work, I didn't eat. And so it was always in my mind that I needed to earn money. And I did that self-sufficiently for a long time. And then having children meant I felt like I lost my identity. And Sensi's kind of brought me back and actually made me find myself a little bit more than I ever knew, because it's given me a confidence, made me do things I wouldn't normally do. I used to run pubs, so the selling that I did in pubs was a very different ball game, because people came to you because they wanted something, and I didn't need to. Well, although we had to be good at what we did, it was a completely different selling technique, and I didn't think I'd do it. I'd lost all my confidence, and I'm here doing things like this that I would never have dreamt that I could do. So yeah, I feel like it's given me something that's not just the family life. So I'm doing it for my family, but also predominantly doing it for myself. Do you know what? I actually found that my biggest sales have been from parties that I've done virtually. Although there's been a lot of restrictions, we haven't been able to do face to face as much. There were some little opportunities to do it, and I did get some parties in face to face. But the ones learning how to do it virtually has actually done our business as a whole really well, because you're not just getting the people that live close to you, you can sort of go further afield. But what I find the hardest part of the job is social media of all things. It's so hard to get on, sort of, you've got the algorithms to beat all the time. And obviously, because there's so much competition, being the one that gets somebody's post. So I'm not a very creative person, so I've had to really think hard about how to make myself noticed, and it can become, and I find that social media can become very consuming. So that's probably the hardest thing, is to try and rein myself in, as far as that. It's quite easily distracting. Yeah, I feel that I've been able to build a customer base from nothing really. And so, yeah, I feel quite proud of being able to do that. But the ideal thing about it is I don't have the same day. I can choose what I'm doing, what I need to focus on that day. So one day I could, okay, my normal things are getting up, getting the children to school, coming home. But I could choose to focus on my social media side. I could focus on doing samples. I could wake up one day and I could be doing a party. There's something different every single day. So the joy of it is that there is no real pattern to it. There's no, I don't get bogged down in boredom. I can pick and choose. I can work 7 days a week, but in little bits, or I can work none at all, and that's it's totally up to me. So it's great. So I can do what I want with the business. I do focus on mums because they're the people that I relate to, that relate to me. But probably the ideal customer would be someone that really likes to entertain, has people around to their house, has a real pride of their house, and likes to have things smelling nice. Those are the people that are going to love the products. And say the mums side of it is the safety of the product. And it's really important to mums to be able to still have a lovely smelling house, but not put their children at risk. So yeah, mums are my ideal customer. No, not at all. I've got quite a range of different sort of customers, different age ranges. But I find that with the referrals, the best referral is from somebody that has a passion, that is buying from me already and will tell anybody. It doesn't have to be the mums that they see at school. They could tell their family, their parents. The best referral is somebody falling in love with it and then telling the world, because that they do. And I do have a referral scheme that I do. I reward my customers for referring me to their friends, and the ones that aren't really that fast aren't going to do it. They just want to, and that's great. That's bread and butter money. People that like to sit in the background, but then you get some customers that have got real passion, and they're the best referrals. I've got one customer who's got me people that have joined my team through having spoken about it. She's done loads of parties because she just loves the product. Yeah, word of mouth is the best referral that I could get. Yeah. So yeah, we've got, everybody thinks that Scentsy is all about wax and warmers, and that's probably the biggest, it is the biggest product range that they do. But we also do cleaning products, so things that really suit your day-to-day life. We've got laundry products. So I've got these are probably one of my favorite laundry products, the washer whiffs. You add them in with your clothes and they just help them smell nice and for longer. Particularly like the one I use for my bedding and things, because it's nice to have a nice relaxing kind of smell. And there's a jammy time one, which is really popular, especially with mums with children. Everyone knows what a reed diffuser is, but we've got these beautiful. This is the reason why I ended up joining and starting my business, was the fragrance flower. I was obsessed because they actually work and I don't have to touch them. So that the oil, the flower, I'll try and get to the point where you can see that there's oil in there, and the flour is absorbing that oil, and it absorbs all of it. So I spent years buying reed diffusers with the ugly little brown sticks in them. And I was forever having to turn them over, and I'd get probably halfway down the bottle and it would stop going anywhere. I'd stop smelling it. And I really resented paying the same money as I'm paying for this. But I've got one upstairs in my bathroom that I have had in there since December in it, and it just looks so much more pretty. And we've got 2 different designs. So these are a great product if you don't want to worry about plugs and things. Great for the bathrooms. So they're really popular. But we've also got these little plug-in ones, so ideal for small rooms. So they're for the little wax melts. And each pack of wax has 8 blocks in them. They say that each block probably lasts about 10 hours. But I find that depending on the scent, you can have them in a lot longer than that. So that's a sort of a minimum of 10 hours. But the ideal thing about these waxes, instead of having a candle, is that you can then change it the next day, have a different scent if you want to. So you're always smelling a fragrance. So I think that, as I said, they sell themselves really. But we have decorative pieces. So they're not just scenting the room, they're a real feature in the room as well. So I like those. And my daughter loves her little personalized plush toy. This one was one of the limited edition ones, but you get a little scent pack that you can pop in its bottom, as we say. And she loves her jammy time. So there's a big range of these. So we've got things for the car. I could go on. We've got body products. This one. Nice bath soaks. They're really good, and I like. I'm not a massive bath fan myself because I prefer a shower, but I do like a good foot soak, so this is good for that. There's loads of different scents to choose from. So I've got so many. I've got beautiful fragrance mists. I didn't think I'd go down the road of wearing body spray that we used to have back in the day in the 90s, I think, and I've always thought, I'm older now, I'm wearing perfume. Why would I go back to spray? But these are really good. They save you money on wearing your best perfume when you're going to go out. And the scent really lasts all day. And it's quite a refreshing one. So this one is the watermelon tangerine. But my favourite one's the shimmer. So again, everyone's got different tastes. So they do have a big range. I have this... If anybody ever wants to sample things for free, this is a good thing about what I do is I will give people the opportunity to try the products before they go. I lend them a warmer depending on where they live. But I've also got what I call my little bag of magic, which is full of empty containers. No, there's not. My child's put that in there. Little sample pots where you can give a whiff. I lent this bag to 4 different people. They came back with probably a selection of 40 different scents that each were on their top 10, and not one person was the same. So the good thing about it is there's so many that you can choose from, you will find something that suits you. So yeah, I could talk for hours about these products. Yeah, I've got my Facebook group because I like to have a little bit of a community going, because obviously this business is about building relationships, so the group is really important to me. So that's not just about the products, but it gives people the opportunity to like get themselves some freebies, find out about products that they wouldn't that other people don't know about yet. So I get notifications and I'll let everyone on my group know. So that I use that quite a lot. Instagram, I do have an Instagram account, and Facebook. Instagram, I'm still learning to work out what I need to be, who I need to be focusing on, because it is very different to Facebook. Yeah, so I'm getting there with that. But yes, Instagram and Facebook is what I'm using at the moment. And networking. Trying to I have struggled during the lockdowns to really get involved with that because of my family. But now that things have settled down a bit, they love a bit of attention, my children. So if I tried to have this conversation with them here, they would be climbing on me and putting their hand over my mouth, and it just wasn't pleasant. But yeah, I'm trying to get out there a bit more to find myself some new customer base. It's building relationships with people. That's the way that I'm going to grow, really. The people will buy from me and they'll tell people about their friends, and it will be about the referrals. So I need to stand out from the crowd. I need to be approachable. I do go the extra mile. I do extra little gift wraps and things like that. So doing those little extras, I think will be growing the business the way that I want it to be growing, rather than getting the wrong customer base. Because you can get people that would just buy for the sake of buying something, and then you'll never hear from them again. And they're not really, these are consumable items. So you want somebody to be buying from you again and again, and then telling their friends about it. So. Well, finding new people that are outside my current customer base, really, because as I said, I want to build on referrals, but I won't be able to get those referrals will only go so far, because so I need to get some new people. So I have these really good little sample packs that I fill with lots of little items. They've got an information pack in there. There's a catalogue. There's free samples of body products, waxes, and all sorts. What I'd like is some people to provide me with some names of people that they think might be interested, with a number, an address, and obviously their permission. I wouldn't want to be sending things out to somebody that they're not expecting. The telephone number is obviously quite important, because that means that I can do a follow-up to find out how they've enjoyed the product. And obviously, if it wasn't for them, give them the suggestion that they can move it on to somebody that might they can pass it on to somebody that might like the products. So yeah, my main focus at the moment is trying to ask people to recommend me people that I can send some free samples to. Because once I've gone past the free sample pack stage, I then give people the opportunity, if they live within a certain radius of me, whether they'd like to borrow one of my baskets, which is having the full-on experience with the warmer in their home, and without them having sort of found out whether they like the kind of smells that we offer. I have a small amount of those baskets, so I want those baskets to be going to the right place. So if anybody knows anybody with that has any form of interest in home fragrance, and you think that they might like it, then I'd love to hear from you. It doesn't have to be themselves; it could be their mum or their sister. Yeah, I have a nail bar that I actually use, so I go there quite regularly, and they have catalogues for me, and they've got little fragrance flowers in their toilet and in their little beauty room, because they've just sort of kind of expanded out a little bit, doing sort of newer things in their business. So yeah, they are helping me. I've got a lady that owns that has her own business from home. So she's got my products and she sells them up, and I give her the opportunity to sort of earn some rewards by having my products going. And I do the same for her. I make sure that I'm telling everybody that I know that asks about somebody that does waxing, or I make sure that I do that. It's very hard to do collaborations on social media, because we have, as independent consultants, we still have sort of compliance rules that we have to follow, and you can't be seen to advertise other people's businesses via your own business page. I can do it on a personal level, so I'd really like to sort of get to the point where maybe I can do little home parties with maybe somebody that has a beauty business, and that I could be selling my products while somebody's coming to have a pamper session, or I'm looking at maybe sort of the car washes and things like that. So yeah, I'm very open to doing, but it's just finding somebody that would be interested in working alongside me. So that's probably another thing that would be really useful if anyone would be interested. And kind of, I would have to do that, my advertising of their business, on a personal level though. So I suppose I've stepped back and tried not to do that because I feel a guilt of not being able to do it. But actually, if I think outside the box, there are other ways I can promote them. Don't put yourself under too much pressure. Let it be natural, and have a real passion for the product. Because unless you really buy into the product, you're going to find it very hard to be that person that people come to, because there is so many of us. I know consultants, there's about 6 all on the same road. Now, it doesn't matter because they've all got different friends, they've all got different family members. So it doesn't matter that they live next door to each other, but the people that, out of those 5 people that are going to be successful, are the ones that really love the product, and they've got to really believe in themselves as well, that they know enough. We don't have to know enough. I didn't know really much when I started, but I loved it enough to find out more. So yeah, be willing to know the product before trying to sell it. I'm hoping that people realize that I'm honest, and that I'm just genuinely me, and I love my product. So yeah, I hope that people realize that I am approachable. If anybody wants a party, like wants to earn some sort of free products, I've just had somebody I know that's just had a party, and she's just saved herself £150 in products. So if you want the opportunity to be able to do that, then I also do something called a personal shopping link. So you don't actually have to have a physical party, but right now I think everyone loves the idea of getting their friends together and having a few drinks. So yeah, please give me a shout as far as that's concerned. And also, it is a direct selling company, and obviously we'd like to grow our team and let other people know about the products. You'd be surprised who doesn't know about them. So if you want to find yourself, give yourself some extra pocket money, you may have a business or another job, but it's a great little thing to do. Then yeah, get in contact, and I'll explain more about how you can make some savings and make some money while you're doing your online shopping. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's a new experience, but yes, I really enjoyed it.